Marriage is like a country song. It's soulful, but one wrong note and it all falls apart. I'm Jack Thompson, 30, living in Nashville, Tennessee. I love my wife, Emily Parker, more than a cold beer on a summer night. We married 5 years ago, right after college. She just split with Ryan Carter, a jerk who cheated on her, she said. I believed her. Who wouldn't trust those sparkling eyes? But one day, everything changed. I was trying to sell a blender on Craigslist to please Emily. I don't use the app, so it was all on her account. Checking her messages, I saw Ryan Carter's name glowing like a neon sign on Broadway. I opened the chat. Ryan wasn't just saying hi. He was flirting. "I miss you, Emily. I was a fool to lose you." Instead of shutting him down, Emily sent smiley emojis. My heart felt like it got kicked by a bull at the rodeo. I was stunned. I thought it was harmless. Boy, was I wrong. This was about to explode like a 4th of July firework. If you've ever been betrayed, hit like and subscribe for this drama. Get ready, because this story's about to get wild. I sat in our Nashville kitchen, gripping my phone. My head spun like I'd downed a whole pitcher of sweet tea. Ryan's Craigslist messages were like punches to the gut. He talked about missing Emily, and she replied with virtual giggles. I'm no detective, but I smelled betrayal from a mile away. I had to act. I slammed the laptop shut. I tried to stay calm. I pictured storming into downtown Nashville, grabbing Ryan by the collar. But really, I just stared at leftover fried chicken on the table. Was I overreacting? Maybe it was just friendly chatter. When Emily walked in, carrying a bag from the farmer's market, she was all smiles, talking about fresh peaches. I cut her off. "Emily, I checked Craigslist for the blender. Guess what I saw?" Her eyes flickered like a broken streetlight. "Just messages about old stuff, right?" she said, voice shaky. I got straight to the point. "Ryan Carter. He's messaging you, and you don't seem bothered." I told her what I saw, Ryan's flirty words, her smiley emojis. Emily frowned, dropping the bag. "Jack, you're blowing this up. He's just saying hi. You gonna control my friends now?" That hit me like a slap. Friends? Since when was an ex who broke her heart a friend? I took a deep breath. "Emily, I don't care what he wants. I don't want you talking to a guy who hurt you." She crossed her arms, glaring. "You're jealous for no reason. Ryan's just being nice," she said. I wanted to yell, but I switched gears. "Fine. How do you feel if I chatted with my ex, Sarah, and she said she missed me?" Emily paused, lips tight. I knew I had her. She mumbled she wouldn't like it. Reluctantly, she agreed to stop talking to Ryan. "If it bothers you that much, fine," she said. I didn't fully buy it. Her eyes didn't show the anger she claimed to feel toward Ryan. Something was off. I decided to keep watch. I'm not proud, but I started checking her phone while she showered. Call me controlling, but when you smell smoke, you don't wait for the house to burn. Weeks passed. Craigslist was clean, no Ryan messages. I almost thought I was wrong. But a voice in my head said Emily wasn't dumb enough to keep using the same app. If she wanted to hide something, she'd switch platforms. I decided to dig deeper. What do you think I found? Buckle up, because this is about to get messy. I'm no private eye, and I don't own a fedora. But suspicion gnawed at me like a dog on a bone. Every time Emily laughed at her phone, I imagined Ryan sending her cheesy love notes. I knew I had to investigate. I became an amateur sleuth. What I found broke my heart clean in two. One Saturday night, Emily went out with friends. I opened her laptop. Craigslist had nothing new. I checked her browser history. There it was, a weird email, not her main one. It was a secondary account, the kind used for spam or dirty secrets. The login was saved. I signed in, heart pounding like a drum at a honky-tonk. Dozens of emails from Ryan Carter popped up. I wanted to scream. They'd moved from Craigslist to email, like spies in a cheap thriller. I opened the first, and it hit like a truck. Emily wrote, "Jack saw our Craigslist messages. He's jealous, but I don't want to stop." Ryan replied, smug, "Jealous? He knows you're a catch, Emily." I kept reading, blood boiling. They'd met at a diner in East Nashville. Then at a boutique hotel near Music Row. Each email was a stab. The worst came next. Emily wrote, "I never told you, Ryan, but after we broke up, I still had feelings for you. If Jack hadn't shown up, I might have gone back to you." I stopped breathing. Me, Jack Thompson, was just her backup plan? I pictured smashing Ryan's guitar over his head, but I held back. I read on. Emily hesitated, saying she didn't want to hurt me. "Ryan, Smooth as a used car salesman, convinced her, just one meetup, in public. Jack won't know, she agreed. They started meeting during her lunch breaks or in the afternoons when I was stuck at work. I documented everything, hands shaking. I closed the laptop, numb. I wasn't shocked, not really. I'd suspected since Craigslist. But I hoped I was wrong. Emily betrayed me on purpose, ignoring my warning. Our marriage was a lie. I decided no forgiveness. No talks, no second chances. I wanted a divorce. But I also wanted them to pay. I gathered every email as evidence. Then a thought hit me. Ryan was married. I checked Instagram and found Rachel Miller, his wife, in an old wedding photo. I didn't know how she'd react. But something told me it wouldn't be a quiet dinner. What would you do? Stay silent or drop a bomb that'd shake Nashville? I'm not big on revenge. I'd rather sip a whiskey at a bar on Broadway than plot like a villain in a movie. But when your wife hooks up with her ex and calls you Plan B, reason flies out the window. I had the proof, emails that cut like knives. I wasn't just getting a divorce. I wanted Emily and Ryan to remember this. I called a lawyer, a guy with a cowboy hat who looked like he belonged in a western. He warned divorce in Tennessee was pricey and messy. I could lose a lot. Our apartment was Emily's, and the furniture was her taste. I just wanted my pride and a few beers. My fear was paying alimony to a cheater. The lawyer eased my mind. With Emily's income, she couldn't demand alimony. While prepping the papers, I thought of Ryan. He knew Emily was married but waltzed into my life like a cocky rock star. I wanted him to pay. I couldn't do it alone, so I looked for his wife. On Instagram, I saw Ryan's beach photos, flexing like a wannabe influencer. Then I found a wedding picture with Rachel Miller. She looked happy, clueless about her husband's mess. I messaged her, "Hi, Rachel. I'm Jack, Emily Parker's husband. I need to tell you about Ryan." I attached the emails, from flirts to hotel plans. I expected Rachel to cry or ignore me. But she replied, cool as ice, "Thanks, Jack. This isn't Ryan's first time. I'll handle it." Handle it? That sounded like a mob threat. I grinned, picturing her confronting Ryan with a baseball bat. I wrote back, "Rachel, I'm not telling you what to do, but Ryan deserves a wake-up call." She said, "Don't worry. He'll get it." Her tone gave me chills, but also thrill. Something big was coming. Should I keep it quiet or let it explode? I wanted them to crash. I sat on our balcony, watching Nashville's lights. Was I going too far? I remembered Emily's Plan B email. No, this wasn't too far. It was fair. If Emily and Ryan thought they could stomp on my life, they were wrong. Rachel was ready to bring the hammer. What do you think she'll do? This is about to get very American. Rachel didn't disappoint. I thought she'd just yell at Ryan with the emails. But she turned her anger into a masterpiece, like a country song full of heartbreak. Days after my message, she called, voice buzzing with excitement and a hint of crazy. "Jack, you won't believe what I did," she said. I braced for an epic tale. First, Rachel trashed Ryan's prized Ford Mustang. She didn't just key it. She smashed the windows with a tire iron, spray-painted cheater on the hood, and left a rotten fish in the trunk. But that was just the opener. Rachel upped the game. She hired a local band from Lower Broadway. They wrote a song mocking Ryan, singing about the husband chasing his ex outside his house. Neighbors clapped like it was a street festival. Ryan stormed out, red-faced, as the crowd laughed. Rachel wasn't done. She found Emily's LinkedIn and tracked her job at an ad agency downtown. Rachel waited in the parking lot, holding a glass of sweet tea. When Emily walked out, chatting with coworkers, Rachel stepped up. "This is for wrecking homes," she shouted, splashing tea in Emily's face. Emily screamed and lunged at Rachel. A fight broke out. Rachel dodged a punch and landed a sharp slap. Security pulled them apart, but not before everyone saw Emily humiliated. Cops showed up, and Emily threatened to sue. Rachel told me everything over the phone. "You really threw tea at her?" I asked, stunned. "Should have used a pitcher," she laughed. I chuckled but was shocked. Rachel turned this into a Nashville spectacle. Emily and Ryan deserved it, but what if Emily fought back? I knew I'd face her soon. My divorce was moving forward, but this wasn't over. How would I handle Emily? This is hotter than a Tennessee summer. Facing Emily wasn't my idea of fun. But I had to close this chapter. Rachel had rocked her world, and my divorce papers were ready. My lawyer, still rocking his cowboy hat, said things were on track. I wanted to end it with dignity, though my blood still boiled. I walked into our apartment one evening. Nashville's lights glowed outside. Emily sat on the couch, hair messy, eyes puffy. She tried to smile, but it fell flat. "Emily," I said, voice cold, "I know everything. The emails, the hotel, Ryan. I don't want excuses." She stood, pale. "Jack, it's not what you think. I got carried away." She started. I cut her off. "Carried away? Into Ryan's bed? You think I'm an idiot or just a backup husband?" Emily went silent. I continued, "I told you to stop with him. You chose to betray me." She followed me as I packed. "We can talk, Jack. I messed up," she cried. I turned. "Messed up? Calling me Plan B in an email is a mess up?" She flinched like I'd slapped her. I stuffed clothes into a suitcase, ignoring her pleas. I wasn't here to argue. I left, with her crying behind me. "I filed for divorce. Sign the papers," I said. She tried to follow, but I stopped her. "Don't embarrass yourself, Emily." A week later, she signed. Divorce was hell, expensive, draining. But I was free. No alimony. Emily lost it all. I walked out, feeling lighter. She chose Ryan, and I chose freedom. But the drama wasn't done. Rachel had crushed Emily's life, and I wanted to know how it ended. Would Emily give up or fight back? Only time would tell. I thought I could move on, sip a bourbon, and forget Emily. But drama in Nashville doesn't fade easily. Rachel kept me updated, and her stories beat any honky-tonk gossip. Emily was ruined. Not in a poetic way, but for real. After the parking lot fight, Emily was the talk of her office. Co-workers whispered, calling her a homewrecker. She begged for a transfer, but her boss said no. She couldn't handle the stairs and quit. She called me, furious. "Jack, you destroyed my life. If you hadn't told Rachel, I'd still have my job." I laughed over the phone. "Destroyed? You hooked up with Ryan, Emily. Don't blame me for your stumble." She went on, with crazy logic, "You owe me alimony. I lost my job because of you." I nearly choked. "Alimony? Take that to court, darlin'." My lawyer cracked up when I told him. Rachel kept up her crusade. Ryan begged for forgiveness, but she filed for divorce. "I let him think he had a chance, then kicked him out," she said, laughing. Ryan was left like a busker with no tips. Emily lost her job and Ryan, who tried to save his marriage. I felt free, like I'd escaped a storm. Emily and Ryan dug their own graves. I just handed Rachel the shovel. Did I go too far? No. They deserved it. I deserved a life without liars. But I had one last lesson to share. Now, sitting in a bar on Broadway, sipping bourbon, I feel free. The divorce is done. Emily and Ryan paid the price. This drama was like a country song, raw, wild, and full of twists. Marriage is like sweet tea. It's great at first, but let it sit, and it goes sour. I don't regret telling Rachel. No one deserves to be fooled, especially by a guy like Ryan, who treats cheating like a sport. Rachel punished him in true Nashville style. Emily can blame me, but she chose every step of her downfall. I'm dating again. I joke about checking their phones first. The key is setting boundaries. If someone crosses them, kick them out, like Rachel did with Ryan. Life's too short for traitors. This story's a reminder. Don't let love blind you. If you smell betrayal, act. Maybe don't throw tea, but set your rules. Tell me in the comments if you've uncovered a betrayal. Hit like, subscribe, and ring that bell for more drama. See you in the next video.